photograph in which we were in love, caught in your eyes, waiting for the sunrise. I barely even knew who you were. What did you do? I didn't care, 'cause you were perfect, I swear. But somebody told me that it's over. Oh no, it's true.
What's up, people? So we're down on a new field today. So farmer's basically opened up a couple more fields, but I've only got a couple of weeks on them, so I'm going to focus on these two that he's just given me. So we've come down, just had a bit of a wander. I wasn't going to film much, just have a bit of an explore. We're just into our first, well, we've had quite a few decent signals, but the field's very, very jumpy. So I'm getting readings all over the place. There's no power lines overhead, so whether there's any underneath, I'm not sure. But if I turn you around, I'll show you our first nice. So it was reading somewhere around about 89, 90. Sorry if there's any wind noise, I think I'm blocking it. And we've just found a nice big buckle with the little pin still attached. It's definitely stuck in place. But yeah, that's a nice. Okay, so we've only come a couple of steps. There are really lots of signals everywhere, but again, a lot of them are jumpy and iron. I've actually had to discrim everything below about 20 at the moment, just because there was so much going on. Oh, where's it gone? Try and get the numbers for you. Just double check that one, but I'm sure it's here. This was given a solid 83 a second ago till I started filming it. But we'll have a dig. Again, sorry if we've got any wind noise, I think I'm blocking it. So we're on to another decent solid signal. We've had a few other little interesting bits, but nothing that was still solid when it came out of the ground. So we've moved it out of the hole. You see there, it's reading a fairly solid 86, 87, something like that. So what we'll do is we'll try and find this one live with you. First really solid signal of the day, so why not? Oh, can you see it? Now, is it going to be a giant button? No, it's not. Definitely a coin. It looks, sorry about that, I was just trying to see if I could make out any more detail on it. Looks like a George the 6th. Lots of crud all over the back of it. Lots of mud, sorry. I suspect that is a full penny based on the size of it, but what I'll do is I'll have a clean up and then I'll show you them. So condition is absolutely beautiful. I don't know if I've nicked that twice with the spade as I was digging it out. Absolutely perfect. 1938, 1 penny, George the 6th. Never had a George the 6th before. So I'm quite pleased with that one. That will go in the keeper's pouch. And then So that was probably a little bit lucky there. I've just had a guy pull up next to me just to have a bit of a chat, see what I'm doing and things like that. Turns out he's been metal detecting for over 20 years and he's got permissions all over the place around here. Very kindly offered to take me out and show me some of his permissions and some of the stuff he's found. But we're just gonna just get my spade out of the way. Just gonna dig the last hole on this field and go spend half an hour wandering around the other field just to have a quick look, see if there's anything there. So we'll dig this one out and I take it back, we're not going to dig it out because it was pretty much just sat on the surface, and as soon as I pulled it up, got a nice full spoon. So I literally just pulled the spoon out from there. I've come this far. Oh, where is it? And in those 3 steps I've decided I'm going to dig this. So that nice solid signal appears to be my first ever musket ball, I would suspect. Flattened on one side, but we'll chuck that in the pouch and we'll crack on. So just been carrying on in this same field just after getting the musket ball. I thought I'd just stick around here. I hadn't left myself enough time to do much in the other field, so I've got all day tomorrow. Flies everywhere. All day tomorrow, so I'm going to focus on the other field then. I've literally got 2 minutes before I've got to go back and start getting ready for work. So I was walking back to the car and I've walked straight over this one here. Double check that's the same one, yeah. Fairly solid 83, 85. If we come around this side. So we'll grab the spade. And it's our first one of the day. Drinks can. Okay, so we're just back at the car, or just about, I'm about 10 steps away, and then obviously I get one last signal just before coming off the field. I've dug it out the hole. Sorry about the wind noise, I'll try and block it as much as I can. Nice solid 84, 85. Let's get the point. So just having a little rummage. Oh, that looks like it's going to be a button of some description, I suspect. Oh, I don't know actually. Can't feel anything shanky. Definitely got some sort of design on it. Definitely can't see any shank marks. But I'm going to be late for work if I spend too long on this, so we're going to have a clean up later on and see what we can find from there. Would be the last hole, wouldn't it? So just back on the same field that I was down yesterday morning before work. Had a little bit of a walk up just from over this way. As soon as we got here, oh, suddenly getting that little iron grunt, but it's a nice solid sort of 65 through to 85. Getting that little grunt off to the side, so I'm wondering whether there's two things. So we ended up digging quite a deep hole and then spotted it just in the side. You can see why I was giving a nice signal. Anything circular, especially with a hole in it, tends to. It's just iron, looks like something from horse tacking, something like that. We'll chuck it in the pouch, we'll carry on wandering up this. So we've only come another 10 steps or so. Getting a nice solid signal both ways in that sort of coin range, so we're a little bit hopeful with this one, but we'll have a dig now and see what we can find. Okay, so we've dug it out of the hole, still reading the same 85, 86. It's over this way, so what I'll do is I'll put the detector down and we'll see if we can find this one with you. As soon as I can reach my pinpointer. Well, it definitely seems to be something in there. I think it looks like a little loop of chain. Still opens up. Yeah, just the end of some sort of strapping. We'll chuck it in the pouch, we'll carry on. Don't think there's any real age to it. Oh, farmer's just going by. Yeah, don't think it's too old, but we'll chuck it in the pouch, have a bit of a look when we get back. Sorry if there's any wind noise, I'm trying to block it as best as I can. So our next little find was right up on the surface. Oh, just chuck it on the floor. And it's a nice old little Jeep toy. Strange considering there's not a lot of houses. No reason why kids would be playing with toys out here, but never mind. And then literally right next to it, I think we found the rest of the toy. So we'll have a clean up, see how well that all fits back together. It looks like it's a bit mangled anyway. Yeah, it's always nice to find the full thing. So we've had a couple of jumpy little signals with nothing too exciting to show you. You can see that's reading fairly solid 80, 83. And again you get the same readings going the other way. It was a little bit jumpier for a second there, but that's what I was getting before. Right, let's get the spade out. So as it's come out of the ground, it's this thing here. Got absolutely no idea what it is. I thought it was just going to be a flat bit of metal that didn't really mean a lot, but then there's a nice twist going all the way down it as well. Possibly an old, very old drill bit, but it doesn't look like it's a uniform twist all the way down. Who knows? Again, we'll have a clean up later and see if we can get anything up. So as I was picking my metal detector up from the twisted up metal thing, got another signal, dug it out. Looks to be another part of some sort of child's toy, but again, without having a proper clean up, I won't know. But yeah, surprising that we're getting so many bits of toys coming up here. Okay people, we're just back into our next good signal. 82, 85 that way. And that 80 to 85 mark coming the other way. I mean, the toys that I dug were just there, and I've probably had to do 4 or 5 holes just coming down to this point, just because there's so many signals. But nothing too interesting to show you. Getting that nice double ring high tone on this one. Okay, let's get the spade out and we'll have... Okay, so we've definitely dug it out of the hole. So let's grab the pinpointer now. It's somewhere in the middle here. Okay, it's down in this thing. Oh, I can see it already. Nothing exciting. Just an old bottle lid. Never mind. So just walking over random bits of the field, we just walked over, got a little signal. Sorry if there's wind noise coming in from this one. Got a little signal, could see it lying on the surface. It's very, very thin. I think it's probably a button, although it's... Oh, sorry, 1 second. Can't really see any sort of shank mark apart from this white dot, but I don't know if that's just aging. Anyway, yeah, we just saw that line on the surface, just managed to pick that one up without digging it. I thought I could see a little bit of writing around the edge somewhere, but I could be wrong. We'll have a clean up later, see if we can get anything. Again, sorry for any wind noise, it's getting a little bit crazy out here today with the wind, so I'm not filming as much as I normally would. We've had a fairly solid signal, it's out of the hole. Is it this here? Oh, no. Oh, I think I know what it is. Oh. Now I suspect that's just going to be a modern 1p. Yeah, Elizabeth. So it's bound to be. So we'll have a bit of a clean up, see how old it is, but nothing too interesting. Right, we'll... Again, sorry for any wind noise, I think I'm blocking it here. So we've just had a nice little, I suppose you'd call it a spectacle buckle or strap buckle of some description. I don't think it's particularly old. Oh, if I can turn it over. Still, interesting little thing. Okay, so we've just come behind this big old building, just have a little break out of the wind, and then we're going to go over to another new field that the farmer's opened up for me. So at the end of this road that I'm on, there's a little footbridge, or an old footbridge, it's not a footbridge anymore, and then the other field is just off the other end of that. So we're going to have a wander around there. Spent an hour or two just down here, nothing too exciting coming up, so we'll go see what we've got coming up over there. Only got a couple of weeks on both, so I need to know which one to focus on a little bit more. So first, really solid, nice signal on this new field. Looks like a really old little button. You can see a nice little pattern around the inside. 2 hole on the back. See if I can clean it up, see what we can get off it. So it's just started to rain. We're not predicted any rain till this evening, but it's just started to kick in now. After that button, this is our next one. It was nice and solid, sitting about 80, 82. I'm not so convinced now. I thought there was a good chance it would be a coin. A little bit of pottery come out there, at least I think it's pottery. Apparently not. know what I'll do on that one. It's definitely got some colour to it, some sort of markings, so we'll have a clean up. I'll put my phone away. So, slight change of pace. Because of the rain, I got in the car, got ready to go and give up. As soon as I started driving off, the rain stopped. So, I'm over on another field just because I was taking a little drive anyway. And you can see here it's got the World War II pillbox in it. I have been in it, it's half filled up with dirt and stuff like that, but we might get in and sort of rummage around in there at some point in the future. But for now, we're just going to search these fields either side and see if there's anything around here. So we're into our first solid signal. So it's just reading around that 80-83 mark. Sorry if there's any wind noise. Very similar readings the other way, so we'll grab the spade out and see what. So it's definitely out of the hole. It's over this side somewhere here. I can't see anything instantly jumping out at me, so let's switch the pinpointer on. So it's somewhere in amongst this mess at the top here. Oh. So it appears to be a big chunk of lead, but I'm not entirely sure. Let's see if I can clean it up a little. Couldn't get a lot more off it, even with a little bit of cleaner, though my gloves are so dirty I've dirtied it up again. I got something very similar on one of the other fields, but it had a hole through the top of it. This one doesn't, but it does look like I've nicked it with the spade. No idea what that is. We'll check it out.